Yeah, so anyway, you ever get surgery? You ever have to have any operations done on you? I've had a couple. Last one I had was on my kidneys, and boy, fuck that kidney disease. You ever deal with any kind of kidney disease? I don't recommend it. Take care of your kidneys, everyone. So I had to get these fucking, they call them stents, right? But they were actually just long ass fucking tubes, like rubber, like floppy tubes that a surgeon crammed up into the pipe that connects your bladder to your kidney. Because I had to have a different surgery on my kidneys. And then afterwards, the surgeon was like, yeah, we got to put these stents in, because otherwise your tubes will close up and you'll die. So I was like, okay, I guess we'll put the tubes in. Like I have some kind of say in the matter. It's really funny, by the way, when doctors are like, if you want, we can do this thing that I recommend. And I'm like, okay, what am I going to say? No? You're the fucking doctor. I don't know shit about nothing. If you don't know if we're doing it or not, how the hell am I supposed to know? But anyway, the surgeon put these long ass fucking rubber hoses into my body, and it was awful. It was one of the worst experiences of my life. Just terrible. I don't want to get into the whole thing. But long story short, I don't recommend it. Kidney disease, I mean. I don't recommend kidney disease. If you're thinking about trying it, if you were curious about, dabbling your foot, dipping your toe in some kidney disease, I'm going to say not worth it. My personal opinion, maybe it'll work for you. I don't think it works for me. And I really haven't ever met anyone else it works for, so I don't think you're going to break the mold, but, it's your life and you live it. Anyway, the reason why I brought it up is because a horrific story I had that also was so absurd and funny that at the time I was horrified and also thinking, ha 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 ha, this is messed up, man. And also like, whoa, ah. All right, so that's a preview for the story that I'm about to tell. That could be your reaction too when you hear it. Who knows? Anyway, so they put these tubes in, and they had to stay in for 6 weeks. It was awful. Worst 6 weeks of my life by far. Not exaggerating. So we go to get this procedure to get them out, and I'm excited. I'm like, oh, thank you. Get these things out of me. They're awful. They're terrible. Just nonstop pain all day, every day. It's awful. Remember, no kidney disease we say no to if you needed more evidence. Anyway, so the procedure, the day of it is a fucking horror show. So it's a surgery, and you get on the surgical bed, and they wheel you into the surgical suite, but they don't knock you out to take the things out of your penis. Because that's what happens. They don't make an incision. They go in through the hole that's already there. That hole that we all have already. The one where stuff's normally not supposed to go up. Normally it goes out. Well, they go up. They go up and in, and they go all the way in, all the way up inside to your kidneys. And, if you're not the one with the thing sticking inside of your body, it can be pretty fascinating. You probably saw it on TV. I've seen it on TV. Now, I've seen myself on TV now, too. I've seen me all the way on the inside on TV because they have it just playing on a TV. And what am I going to do, not look? It was horrifying, though. Like, I was watching it, and I was like, this is interesting, seeing the inside of my own body. But at the same time, it was like my brain was split into two parts. And one side was like, interesting, fascinating. And the other part of my brain was like, ah! Ah! Oh, well, that's interesting. It's not as inflamed as I thought it was. Ah! 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 So just imagine, if you can imagine your brain, one half, being the one way and one half being the other, then you have a pretty good idea of what it's like to go through this procedure. Because they take you into the surgical room, and there's a bunch of people you never met. They're all wearing, gowns and masks, and they're all scrubbed up, and it's very alienating because you're naked. You're naked as the day you were born, and they're covered in more clothes than you've ever seen in your life. They've got the hairnet on, and the face, and then the gown, and then the gloves, and then the other gloves. They're practicing their sterile technique. Meanwhile, I'm like, they didn't even ask me if I wiped my butthole. Because you want to know something true? They do it for you. I did, by the way. If you were wondering, I did wipe my butthole before the surgery happened. Before they wheeled me in naked into this room. But they had me sit up on this operating table in stirrups, You've probably, if you haven't been into a place like this yourself, you've probably seen it on, TV or movies where you sit on your back and your legs are up in the air. And it's all very flattering and not at all humiliating. And then they put a big surgical drape over my penis. So you ever been to the dentist where they put the thing around your tooth so that they know which tooth they're drilling? You know, that little like rubber cape they put around your tooth so they don't accidentally fuck up the wrong tooth? I think it's probably also keeps you from falling down your throat. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not a dentist. What are you asking me for? But anyway, they put one of those, but it's around my penis and balls. And so I'm just laying there on my back, and my penis is just the star of the show. And they pull my balls through too, I guess. It makes it easier. I don't know, like putting on a cock ring. Not that I know what that's like, but you put your balls through it too, I think. So it doesn't go pew and fly off like a rubber band. But so I'm on this bed, and I'm on these stirrups, and there's like 4 or 5 different surgical assistants in the room, and they're all doing all of their prep work, and a lot of it involves my penis. So every minute or two, someone will just walk over and just start like grabbing my dick, just touching, just like the fucking joystick on a arcade machine. A lot of times they don't even say hello. It's just, here you go. And the main thing I was thinking was, oh, don't get hard. Just please don't get hard. Just everybody is touching my penis right now. Everyone's staring at it. A young woman who probably was about 19 or 20 and fresh out of school slathered warm iodine all over my penis and butthole, and then proceeded to wipe my penis and then downward to... It's so bizarre. It's so absurd. Surgical procedures are so bizarre when someone who's half your age sticks a warm finger just around the rim of your butthole just to make sure there's no contamination. Just get that iodine in there so there's no, so the surgical field is as sterilized as it can be. Strictly professional when they walk up and just jerk your dick for like 1 second. Not like they're not trying to do anything, but they're just trying to get it coated with the whatever. If you ain't been there, you don't know. And then they shove a needle in the head of your penis to numb it, and that's the worst pain of the procedure, is the needle going into the head of your penis. It's a shocking pain, I'll say. It's a sharp and sudden pain. You don't see it coming, or at least I didn't, because they didn't say it was coming. It just happened, and I was like, what the fuck? And like, oh yeah, we're putting the numbing agent in. I'm like, oh thanks, appreciate it. Anyway, the whole thing, and then the surgeon comes in and shoves the camera up into your penis, because where else are they going to go? They're fucking with your kidneys, and this is all attached, so that's the hole they use. They use the hole that's already there, And so they just cram all of their fucking shit in through your pee hole, all the way up inside you into your kidneys. And for this procedure, it was just removing the shit they put in 6 weeks ago. So they didn't knock me out or anything, Lucky me. Now I get to drive home in an hour. Versus not having to experience any of this horror show. Because they have it on a big TV and the surgeon's watching, he's using his tools through the tube that's coming out of your pee hole. So he can't look and see. He's having to watch it on the camera that's on the screen. And this right there, turn, and you can watch it too. And you might have seen that on TV. Or in movies. I've seen it on TVs and movies. And I've also seen myself on TV. From the inside. So I'm looking at the screen, and I'm seeing inside of my own body, and I'm like, so that's what that looks like for half of my brain. The other half just going, ah, ah, ah. Anyway, it's like, so that interesting. That's an interesting coloration there. Ah, ah. And then on the camera, you can follow the path all the way up through into the bladder, and so, here's the bladder, and I see in the picture, there's a fucking, it looks like a drainage pipe. It looks like a fucking plastic, like corrugated drainage pipe, but it's like green. And it's just coiled up, just sitting in my bladder. And he goes, oh yeah, there's the end of the stents, so let's just grab them and pull them out. And I was like, so I never saw the stents before we went in there. I was thinking like a stent, like a valve, like a heart valve, I guess. I don't know. I had no idea. Honestly, in my mind, I was picturing like the rubber tip you put on a pencil so it doesn't hurt your fingers when you write all day. I was imagining one of those just sitting somewhere up in there. I didn't think it was a 2-foot-long rubber hose, but it was, and that explained a lot of things. Oh, okay, there's just several feet of rubber inside of me. That's why there's so much irritation. I understand now. I get it. And then the surgeon was like, let's see if we can get both of them at the same time. And I was like, huh? and then watching it on the screen, with half of my brain while the other half is yelling and screaming. No need to reprise that. His little robot clamps the end of the thing, and he just goes and rips it out of my penis like a goddamn party trick. And just now there's 2 feet of hose that wasn't in the room before. It came out of me. And the numbing in the tip of your penis doesn't numb everything else. It's a local numbing agent. So you can feel it. There's a lot of nerve endings all the way up through your urinary tract. That's why urinary tract infections are so painful. There's a lot of nerve and there's a lot of electrical activity. The body's sending you a lot of feedback about your kidneys. That's also why kidney stones are so horrible, because there's a lot being reported onto your brain. Anyway, so he does that, hi-ya, like a magician pulling the fucking tablecloth without messing up the dishes. And he goes, oh, I couldn't get both of them. Better go back in for the next one. Ah! And I'm just laid back on a table, naked, in the dark, because it's really dark, except for the spotlight that's right onto my penis. And, just, okay, I guess we're going back in. The doctor said we were going back in. I guess we're going back in. We got to get the other one right. So he's just like, round 2. Cram all the shit back into your dick hole. And he goes in, and I'm watching it on the screen, and, the other side of my brain is just gone. It's just left my body. The other side of my brain is hovering about 10 feet over my body, watching me from above. Like that's how horrified and checked out that part of my brain is. And the other part of my brain is just watching on TV, like, oh, okay, better get the other one. And then his little robot clamp grabs the other one, and he goes, 1, 2, 3, and like he's fucking starting a lawnmower, rips the other one out of my dick hole. And he's like, all right, we're done. And I was like, oh, okay, all right, we're done. Cool. Like I wasn't just like a human fucking science fair project, Like I didn't just get dissected on this table and it's like, all right, have a fun ride home. Do you remember when we pulled that shit out of your penis about 10 minutes ago? See ya. And I at the time I was like, this is a horrifying experience and also very amusing to me at the same time, because it's just absurd. The absurdity of the whole thing. Just, I'm going to lie back completely conscious and watch a surgeon pull a 2-foot-long rubber tube out of my penis while, 5 other people just watch. And they go, oh, there it is. And every single one of them sees it coming out of my dick like a fucking spring-loaded snake coming out of a fucking party trick. Toing! But it's my penis. It's not a spring-loaded snake. It's my actual human penis. And 5 people watch a rubber hose just get pulled out of it, and then another one get pulled out, and I'm one of the 5 people, and I'm just like, okay, what do I do with this? What do I do with this information? What do I do with this experience? What's the point of me being awake for this? Why did I experience this, and what do I take away from it? It was an awful experience. It was excuse me, I'm getting all choked up. All my phlegm is rising from having told you the story. And now I'm just like, all right, well, that's just in my brain now. I just remember having done that now. And then, okay, hope I never have to do it again, I guess? I don't know. The only reason why I'm even recording a video about it is because I'm trying to, I guess this is me trying to process it. Oh. Well, anyway, if that story was interesting to you at all, well then good, I don't know. See you next time.